This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So please stay tuned. Hello everybody. This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So please stay tuned. Hello everybody. This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So please stay tuned. Hello everybody. This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So please stay tuned. Hello everybody. This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So please stay tuned. Hello everybody. This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So please stay tuned. Hello everybody. This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So please stay tuned. Hello everybody. This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So please stay tuned. Hello everybody. This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So please stay tuned. Hello everybody. This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So please stay tuned. Hello everybody. This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So please stay tuned. Hello everybody. This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So please stay tuned. Hello everybody. This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So please stay tuned. Hello everybody. This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So please stay tuned. Hello everybody. This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So please stay tuned. Hello everybody. This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So please stay tuned. Hello everybody. This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So please stay tuned. Hello everybody. This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So please stay tuned. Hello everybody. This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So please stay tuned. Hello everybody. This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So please stay tuned. Hello everybody. This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So please stay tuned. Hello everybody. This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So please stay tuned. Hello everybody. This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So please stay tuned. Hello everybody. This is Paul Newman. Hello everybody, and welcome back to the channel. It's great to be here again. Day 3 of the 2024 Cheltenham Festival is upon us. It looks like a tricky day really, doesn't it? I don't know, to me. Yesterday, I'll touch on how my individual horses got on yesterday. Before we move on, Argento Boy in the bumper, well, the old boy looked a bit slow, didn't he, to say the least. But I stick with my processes, I stick with my pedigrees. Briar Hill was a 3-mile hurdler, wasn't he? I think Boston Bob as well touched the 3 miles at one point. So hopefully a step up in trip, and a couple of obstacles or 8 will be just what Argento Boy needs. But that was disappointing, wasn't it? He travelled quite well, didn't he, in the early stages of the race, and just moved himself out wide to make a challenge. But then as soon as things got serious, he was one of the slowest, I thought, at the end, unfortunately. It's a big staying type if ever he was going to become a 160 horse like some of his relatives. It don't look as though he's going to be a 130 bumper horse, does it, on the back of that? But I'm open-minded to be proven wrong. Like people said, the ground wasn't great yesterday. Might be a good ground horse. Time will tell. But for me, it was a disappointing run. Il Atlantique as well, I thought, was flattered to deceive, didn't he, really? I thought they overdid the weighting tactics with him. He led all the way last time, and then now he was trying to be last all the way. Seems to me that they're doing what they did with Ylang Ylang, the filly, who eventually came good and won the filly's mile on the flat. But just ride the same horse the same way and get a bit of consistency in how you run the horse, innit? That's what I'll be looking for. But yeah, I thought he was a well-held third behind a superb winner, Ballyburn. It looks like the channel has identified one there, but unfortunately, well, everybody else seems to know it's a good horse as well, don't they? The price is that the horse seems to be going off. It is what it is. It's a very good horse indeed. And Stay Away Faye, the novice chase. Well, I said, why on earth anyone would chance a UK-based horse this week in a decent race is beyond me, really. And to be honest, I've been reading that Stay Away Faye scoped badly, but do they ever scope them when they win? When do they ever scope badly when they win? You never hear about that, do you? Only when they look like they need an excuse, the old scope comes out, doesn't it? To me, Stay Away Faye, very disappointing run, especially considering she was so good at the festival last year. That was a disappointing thing, wasn't it, really? But it was an interesting race. Nonetheless, the RSA, and I thought the favourite won well. He looked useful, didn't he? Without any shadow of a doubt. Right, on to day 3 now. What I'm going to do today is what I've done on the last few days, really. Firstly, I'm going to give a shout out to one of the old websites, repcicracing2020.great/site.net. Plenty of horses on there, horses like Fast or Slow. I don't know if there's any going around there running today. Horses like Sir Gerhard might have even just scraped on this site. But it's going to be an interesting day, I think, today. More than a day to move forward with afterwards. Apart from one race, really, the Mayor's Novice Hurdle, which obviously will give some people opportunity to maybe plan ahead with their horses. That's the right thing to do. But a lot of the racing today is exposed horses, really, I think. And a very average renewal of the Turner's Novices Chase. Right, what I'm going to do then now is I'm going to play the content that we've just finished playing out on the Reprieve Media CIC YouTube channel. It's the third day preview that myself and my good friend, co-host and colleague Steve Allpress put together for the third day of the 2024 Cheltenham Festival. It's about 45 minutes long, so we should be finished well before midday, and then that will allow everybody a chance to get on with their lives in the usual fashion. But for now, I'm going to have to put the intro screen up again quickly to load in the preview and everything, and then we will be good to go. Hello, everybody. This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So please stay tuned. Hello, everybody. This is Paul Newman. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Right, no, without any further ado, really, there's not really no point me banging on. For those who don't get to catch it live, they can always catch it because these live streams are automatically uploaded onto the YouTube channel, which is one of the reasons why I've started to use them, just to save myself a bit of time. So I'd have to sit there and upload them myself if I just played them out as pre-records. So it's all well and good. So basically, this is going to be the preview of day 3 with myself and Steve Allpress. It's going to start really with Steve's look at the first race of the day, the Turner's Novices Chase, and then go from there. So without further ado, let's crack on, shall we? Thank you very much, everybody, for supporting the stream. Thank you very much, everybody, for supporting the channel. And I hope you enjoy the Reprieve Media CIC preview of the festival, day 3.
Hi, Paul. Thanks for having me back on. Obviously, we're halfway through the meeting now, and it's been a good first 2 days. Lots of good winners, impressive winners. Good start for Willie Mullins, obviously. It's a shame, obviously, with Nicky Henderson runners. There's clearly been an issue there over the last few weeks, but hopefully going forward, everything will be resolved, and hopefully next year he'll come back and have a strong festival again. But anyway, let's crack on then. We'll start with obviously the opening race on day 3, which is the Turner's Novices Chase, a Grade 1 over 2 mile 4 furlongs. Once again, we've got a Willie Mullins horse headed towards the head of the market anyway. Disputing favouritism at the moment with Grey Dawning, which is Facile Vega. Obviously, Facile Vega won the champion bumper 2 years ago, beating American Mike. And then last year was runner-up behind Marine Nationale in the Supreme Novices Hurdle. Obviously, that horse didn't get to the festival this year, but maybe we'll see him again at some point. But yeah, we'll start with Facile Vega. Obviously, top-class novice hurdler. Went novice chasing this season. Won his seasonal reappearance fairly impressively, beating In the Pocket. Obviously, that horse has had setbacks throughout the season, ruling him out of the festival this year. But from then on, obviously, Facile Vega went again. He was defeated over Christmas. Didn't look quite the same horse. Very disappointing. His run seemed to peter out very quickly that day, very concerning for me. He then went to DRF. He ran a lot better. He was defeated once again by Tuesday's Arkle runner-up, Founder 50, and the other Willie Mullins horse that was run on for third, I think, in the Arkle. He was disappointing to the standards we've set for him, or people have set for him over the last couple of years, but it weren't a bad run. Possibly the step up in trip is the key to the horse. That's what I'd be thinking anyway, going into this race. Obviously, he hasn't quite cut it at 2 mile, but maybe the extra half a mile will bring out the best of him. Obviously, the soft ground that they're going to encounter once again looks set to benefit him. I do obviously want his bumper on soft ground, and I think the surface, it remains soft, and it certainly won't inconvenience him anyway. Whether he's as good as the hype surrounding him suggested, I'm not quite sure if he is that class or not, but he was obviously worth another chance now, stepped up in trip. I do think with some of these horses, they just, when they tend to go up in trip sometimes, after not quite cutting it at the minimum trip, sometimes it does bring out that improvement in them. And obviously Willie Mullins and his team will be hoping that that extra half mile will do just that for Facile Vega. So I'll start off with him. Obviously, good chance, goes there with a good chance. From the UK, there's a little bit of form here tied in between Grey Dawning and Ginny's Destiny. They both met each other at Cheltenham in December, where Ginny's Destiny on that occasion got the better of Grey Dawning, which cost him all chance. But he ran on strongly towards the line, and on that run-in, you'd think he'd probably turn the tables on Ginny's Destiny. However, I do think the Paul Nicholls horse is an improving horse. I wouldn't make it a foregone conclusion that will be the case. I do have this kind of impression that Ginny's Destiny might just be, improving at a rate of knots, and I do feel that he might just withhold that form with Grey Dawning. Grey Dawning's obviously a good horse. He's gone on and won since then, beating Apples Away. But yeah, yet again, I think both of those horses go there with chances. Although I do feel the Paul Nicholls horse is slightly the better of the two, albeit maybe a little bit fortunate in December to beat Grey Dawning. Another one in the race, Iroko. He's a horse that very impressive first time out this season. Looked like he was going to be tailor-made for this race, but he had a setback which looked like it was going to rule him out of this race. But in the last 4 or 5 weeks, the vibes have been positive, and it's obviously he's taken his chance here. It's a big ask on his second start over fences, but he's a high-class horse. He travels well, and if he is showing that form he was at the beginning of the season, he could be a major player in this race. Of the others, a little bit further down the market, I'm not too keen on the others, to be honest with you. I'll mention Zanna here. He was a fair juvenile hurdler, was then running in staying trips last season over hurdles. He's gone novice chasing halfway through this season. He ran behind Fact to File over Christmas. He was well beat that day, but he then come back and won a more moderate race since then. He could be a horse, that could improve. Still lightly raced over fences, but you're more looking at each way. He's more of an each way proposition, I'd say. Sarja, he's obviously been a high-class hurdler in his day. He was mixing it in champion hurdles, but since going chasing, he's not quite cut it. He wouldn't be amongst these for me. Of the others, I don't really give any of them a chance at this level. I think it's just stepping up in grade a little bit too much. They're fair horses, but I just think they're a little bit below these horses towards the head of the market. So, in terms of my selection, I'm going to chance Facile Vega. I'm going to chance him in just the hope that extra half a mile brings out the best of him. He's 11-4 roughly. He'd been a lot bigger a couple of weeks ago. Obviously, there was rumours that Gaelic Warrior and him were going to switch. It obviously benefited Gaelic Warrior on Tuesday, stepping back in trip. Loved that soft ground, and I think Facile Vega might just appreciate the ground and stepping up in trip. So I'm going to go with Facile Vega to see off Ginny's Destiny. So that's the Turners wrapped up for me, Paul. Thank you.
Fantastic. Can I just say thank you very much to Steve Allpress for taking the time to produce these previews all week. It's very much appreciated. A superb preview there of the first race on the third day of the 2024 Cheltenham Festival. Me personally, I think it's an average renewal of the race. I think by far and away it's the worst of the three graded novice chases 4 novice chases. I'll include the National Hunt Chase in that we've seen this week. I've actually got no horses identified in that race at all. I was fairly low on the novice chasers this year anyway, just the way things worked out. And I'm really down to the bare bones in here with a horse really that I'd discarded over fences. But I do think against this lot, he must have some sort of a chance. And the horse in question is Facile Vega that I will chance in the race. I mean, Facile Vega's got a good strike rate. He's won 8 out of 12 races. But to me, I think his best form was as a bumper horse. I think he looked good as a bumper horse. Over hurdles, I think he rather got away with it. He was beaten behind Marine Nationale in the festival last year and then went on and turned in his best performance, really, when winning in April at the Punchestown Festival. And I think there can be no doubt at all that over fences, he doesn't look the same horse to me as he did over hurdles. Steve said he won his first race quite nicely, which is true. But since then, he's been found out that last on Boxing Day. I mean, can we have that? And then on the third out of 6, the horse to me has fallen short. But in the absence of any other top-class horses that I've identified in the race, I will probably have a small tentative go on a Facile Vega. Very well-bred horse, isn't he? The dam of him is legendary race mare Quavega. So I do think that the horse rated 158 over hurdles, 155 over chases, and 141 in a National Hunt flat race. I think he is capable of better, but he just doesn't seem to want to show his ratings, really. Should be above 160, really, I think, at his best. The rest of them in here, I don't really have any strong views on any of them, really. It's a tricky race, really, if Facile Vega was to get to, again, fall short, But to me, that is the only horse I've got any interest in the race. The Ryanair as well. The Ryanair, the same bunch of exposed horses, keep coming back for these races. To me, it's a race I'm going to chance an old favourite in, Protectorat. To me, his form this year, has been okay. Been nothing wrong with his form. He's well beaten by Royal Pagaille in November. But since then, he's ran some solid races in defeat. Very solid races in defeat. If people were to look at the ratings, the horse was 5th in last year's Gold Cup behind Galopin de Champs. And his form, if people look at the Racing Post ratings, his form is no worse this year than it is last year. So to me, my old mate Protectorat must have an excellent chance in the Ryanair chase. But again, these are all well and truly exposed. People know enough about them now. The form of them is there for all to see. You people will pay their money and take their chance in a race of this nature. But for now, that's enough of me. I'm going to hand you back over now to Steve Allpress, who is going to preview the Ryanair chase for 2.5 miles. Steve, it's over to you, sir.
Right, now on to the Ryanair chase. Another grade 1 over 2.5 miles. Competitive race this year. Usually is the Ryanair. Well, obviously, there are horses that run in between that 2 mile and Gold Cup distance. You get quite a lot of them. Or there are horses that don't quite cut it at the top level in either or of those races. And then obviously switch to this one. However, it is still competitive, very competitive race. Last year's winners in here, Envoy Allen. He had the world at his feet as a novice hurdler. He obviously had a few physical issues in his chasing campaign. But, over the last, 12 months, they seem to have got him back to some kind of form near his best. And obviously he beat Shishkin in last year's Ryanair chase. And I feel he's going to go in here with another fair chance. Another couple of horses in here that have to be mentioned. Stage Star, he won last year's Turners. Very good horse on his day. Can be a little bit hit and miss. We've seen him throw the odd disappointing run in, here and there. Last time at Cheltenham, he was pulled up. It was run on bad ground. There was excuses that day. They said he wasn't match fit. They just wanted to get a run into him in start of his preparation for this. He's had a nice break now. They've freshened him up, and the vibes are strong for Stage Star. I think he's going to go there a big player. Obviously, he's going to be ridden prominently like he usually is, down on the rail, I'll imagine. And, he's one to certainly keep an eye on. They won't want to be giving him much rope up front there. Banbridge, he has to be mentioned. He's probably the classiest horse in the race, Banbridge, for me. Still very lightly raced, and that's probably down to him being a ground-dependent horse. He loves that quicker surface, which unfortunately, once again, looks like he's not going to get. That's 2 years running now at Cheltenham. It's come up on the soft side, and that's that could even put his participation in doubt. But we'll know that nearer the time. They'll make a very late decision with Banbridge. But last time out, he was very impressive, beating the Paul Nicholls horse, and that horse obviously come out and won since. So he's obviously a good horse, Banbridge. But you do have to wait until the ground, till you know what the ground with him is. Obviously, it ain't going to dry out too much now, so it is likely that he's either not going to run or it's going to be a little bit softer than ideal for him. But whether they take his chance and just risk him, who knows? But he's a good horse, and whether it's at Cheltenham this year or Aintree or next year at Cheltenham, he's gonna win races. If he gets his ground, he's going to win races. He's a very good horse. Of the others, Conflated. There was talk earlier in the season about him running in the cross-country chase. His jumping is probably the reason why he's not in the cross-country chase. He's unseated on his last 2 starts. He's a horse that's got fair form. He's run some good races in the past, but he is prone to the odd mistake, and he's not very consistent. For me, I'd swerve him. Capodanno, again, he's a horse that's a fair horse. He was runner-up to Bob Ollinger over fences a couple of years ago. He won last time out on Cheltenham Trials weekend when he beat Stay Away Faye, who ran in the Brown Advisory, obviously. But again, for me, Capodanno, very inconsistent. I wouldn't like the look of him myself. Protectorat for Harry Skelton and Dan Skelton. He's a horse that's high level of ability. He's run some good races this year, but not getting his head in front when maybe he should have. I do feel, though, maybe this step back in trip to this Ryanair trip would suit him better than the Gold Cup trip. Obviously, he's been running over a little bit further, and I just wonder with his style of running out in front there, jumping fence to fence, whether that trip, that extended distance was just stretching him a bit too much. He's a free-going horse, and I feel he could be a each-way player here, Protectorat. If they let him get his own way in front and don't keep tabs on him, he could get away from him. He's an interesting horse. I wouldn't say he's certain to win or anything, but he's certainly a horse that you have to keep your eye on. Ahoy Signor, another one. He's very good early in his career, but he's been very disappointing. His form figures this year disappointing. He ran a fair race at Cheltenham when he had problems with the saddle that day. Looked like he could have won on that occasion, but other than that, he's been very disappointing. I'd swerve him as well. Fildor, he's a juvenile that was top class. He's only ran twice this season, earlier in the season, long break, but he's a good horse, each way player for me. But yeah, I'm going to stick in this race. I'm going to take the chance, and I'm going to go with Envoy Allen for Rachel Blackmore and Henry de Bromhead. I think he's the horse to beat if he puts his best foot forward. So yeah, Envoy Allen for me in the Ryanair chase.
Fantastic, Steve. Thank you very much for that preview of the Ryanair chase. A wide open race, as you say, and it will certainly take some winning. As will the feature race of the day, I think, this year, the Grade 1 Stayers Hurdle, the long-distance hurdle over 3 miles in open company. I mean, this year, I think, it's one of the more interesting races of the week, how the week has panned out and what race cards have been delivered to us. I mean, to me, there's some interesting runners in here. Crambo, People look at Crambo, I think he would probably represent one of the best UK hopes in here. His form is quite solid. He's by a sire that I do quite like, Saddler Maker. But to me, being a UK-based horse, I think he'll have to be risky. I think there's a few here that are coming round and a bit of exposed horses like Dashel Drasher, Florin Porter, Home by the League. Good, solid, honest horses. Florin Porter has shown preference for this race in the past, and has not really done the business over fences. So he's been reverted back to the race he knows. So I'm not sure really in an each way bet really on form and on previous course form. He must enter the equations, I think, at his best. Another one I do quite like is the Cleve Hurdle Winner. It doesn't always turn up in this race, the Cleve Hurdle Winner, but when it does, I think you have to respect it, especially when it's won a Grand National. Noble Yates. I mean, both them horses, Florin Porter and Noble Yates, sired by the great man Yates. Last year's winner, Sire de Burley, fantastically bred horse, but age 12, I think he sort of comes into the same boat as Paisley Park. It's admirable horses for connections. Paisley Park also a previous winner of the Stayers Hurdle. But to me, at age 12, I think it's asking a hell of a lot for them to come back and do the business, really, in a race of this nature. The 7-year-old Tia Poo has only been seen once this year. The Rabcore own horse, again, Mars Marvel, a stallion that I'm not adverse to having a look at over the National Hunt Sphere. But again, my staying division hurdle horse was Blazing Cal, who was well beaten in the race last year and was pulled up in his only run this year in the Boyne Hurdle, a race he won last year. So as a consequence, he hasn't turned up. And Tia Poo, to me, I didn't think he had many excuses at all last year, and I just can't see how the same thing could not happen again. There was no way I would entertain Tia Poo at the prices I'm sort of seeing, never in a million years, which brings me to my old mate, Sir Gerhard. Again, I think, rather like Facile Vega, there's a theme developing in my selections today on the day. It seems it's weird how things work out again. I think this horse was proved to be a better bumper horse than anything he has shown. In the bumper sphere, I think he was top class. He's a former Cheltenham bumper winner, Sir Gerhard. He won his first 4 races, 3 points to points, and 1 point to point, and 3 bumpers. He then, over novice hurdles, he won the Ballymore at the Cheltenham Festival as well. But to me, the horse has never once looked natural herd jumper of any obstacle at all. And I think that was emphasised more so over fences in the novice chases as well. He's pulled up. He was last but one in last year's festival. He's pulled up at Punchestown. So I think connections eventually, after again he fell behind Dino Blue this year, have finally reverted back to hurdles, and I think they've made the right decision without any shadow of a doubt. This could be the making of him if they stick him in here. And if he jumps round anything near average, the horse has got an incredible engine. It's relentless. It's a well-bred horse as well. It's actually related to Zafine, who won the Coronation Stakes, I think it won. No, the St James's Palace Stakes, for Jabba Abdullah and Mick Shannon. This is a good horse. But to me, it's, again, rather like Facile Vega. This is horses I'm going back now, identified 2 or 3 years ago from the bumper crop then, that are on no websites at all in between, say, 2020 and 2022. And this one here, Sir Gerhard, has just been risky as anything. Has he got a Stayers Hurdle in him? I think he definitely has. And I'm looking forward to seeing how Sir Gerhard gets on in the Stayers Hurdle, I must admit. And he will be an each-way selection of mine in the race, the Jeremy sired gelding. Well, very well-bred stallion, Jeremy. I never knew at the time how well-bred that horse was. It's very close related to horses like Deep Impact and Height of Fashion. And to me, a very sad loss to the National Hunt breeding scene, the sire, Jeremy. Hopefully he can get a Stayers win here in his absence, the late stallion, with Sir Gerhard in the Stayers Hurdle. Right, I'm going to hand you back now to Steve Allpress, who is going to preview the feature race of the day, the Stayers Hurdle. Steve, it's over to you, sir.
On to the feature race of the day, the Paddy Power Stayers Hurdle, grade 1 over 3 miles. I'll start with my fancy, Tiepu for Gordon Elliott and Jack Kennedy. Obviously, short price favourite now with the with obviously stable companion Irish Point going to the Champion Hurdle on Tuesday. Tiepu, I'd say, is a worthy favourite. Also loves cutting the ground, which obviously he's going to get. It's not going to dry out enough, and probably there's a little bit of rain forecast anyway Thursday. So I do think Tiepu will get his ground once again. Last season, I was a little bit disappointed with him in the Stayers, if I'm being brutally honest. Maybe just being a 6-year-old, he was just that 1 year too early for him. He'd only had one run as well, like his horse that seems to be better, Run Fresh. He had one run leading into Cheltenham, and maybe it just come a little bit too quick for him, because when he tends to have a long break, he seems to put in his best performances. He has had a long break this time. Obviously, he beat Imperial Pass earlier in the season, and they've deliberately targeted that long break with him to bring him here fresh, fit and well. And I have a feeling that we're going to see a lot better horse this time round. As I said, I was disappointed with him last season in this race, but he still ran with credit. He wasn't beaten very far at all. He only went down by a length or so. And, I feel that he's a lot better horse now than he was then. Plus, that day, there's one thing about having soft ground for horse, and there's one thing having bottomless ground. And I think in last year's Stayers Hurdle, the ground was atrocious. And to be honest with you, any horse that's got a touch of class about him, I just think sometimes that real bad ground's a leveller. But obviously, soft ground, the horse will go on. And for me, he's definitely the one to beat. There's a lot of old horses in here that are coming back for their third or fourth time. For me, a lot of those, they're horses that are just in there. Probably make up the numbers is probably a little bit harsh on them, but I just feel like they're running for minor money myself. Of the others, the two horses that I'd probably say are the ones that could be anything in the race. Crambo being one of them for Fergal O'Brien. He's a lightly raced horse. Obviously, he's got to step up hell of a lot again in class. He's been running in handicaps, but he ran well last time when he beat Paisley Park. Obviously, Paisley Park's been around the block now, and he's struggling to get his head in front. But Crambo obviously beat him on merit, and he does need to improve again. But, like Paisley Park, there was once when he had to improve, a good stone, and he went and done it. And Crambo's going to have to do the same. He's going to have to improve another £7 plus from his last run to win this Stayers Hurdle. I don't fancy him to beat Tiepu myself, but, he's a strong stayer. He's a young, improving horse. He's at the age of 7. I think he's a horse that's going to be thereabouts. I'd certainly have him over horses like Florin Porter, Home by the Lee, Paisley Park, Sire de Burley this time round. I really do think these kind of younger horses are going to be the ones that take over this division this time round. Noble Yates is another one. He's a 9-year-old. He's obviously been running in Grand Nationals. Terrific runs in Grand Nationals as well, winning a Grand National. He come back to the Stayers Hurdle trial at Cheltenham, and obviously he outstayed him that day. He's a good horse, and he's an each-way player. I'd be surprised if he won myself, but I think he'll be thereabouts. The horse that's probably the classiest horse in the race, other than Tiepu, but obviously he's had problems himself, is Sir Gerard for Willie Mullins, Paul Townend. He obviously won the bumper 4 years ago. He then went and won the Ballymore Novices Hurdle on bad ground, really bad ground, very impressive. Then went novice chasing the next year, and things didn't go to plan. His jumping was an issue. He had a few physical problems, hence why they've brought him back to hurdles this season. He did actually start off in a chase at the beginning of the year, where he raced Dino Blue, where he come down at the second last. I just don't think chasing Sir Gerhard's game myself, and I think coming back to hurdling was a wise decision. Whether he'll get the trip or not in the Stayers, we'll only find out on the day, but he's a horse with class, and he could be ridden quietly, and he's a big player. If he gets the trip, he's a big player. Make note of that for sure. He's certainly, there's no mistake about that. He is a big player if he gets the trip. But it is the question mark with him. So yeah, myself, Paisley Park, I'll just mention him because obviously he's been a great horse over the years. He's obviously won the Stayers hurdle. He's been placed hell of a lot of times in these Grade 1 hurdles. He's been runner-up. His last 3 races, he's run big races. He tends to run on very strongly. A fast pace will suit him. For me, you know, he's running for each way money. But he's been a great horse. It'd be nice if he did win for connections, but I just feel that at his age now, he's 12 years old, I'd be very surprised if he was to win. So, yep, we're going to... Tiapu is the selection for the Stayers hurdle, and I can see him fending off Crambo and Sir Gerhard.
Fantastic. Can I just say thank you very much to Steve Allpress for taking the time to prepare that preview of the feature race of day 3, the Stayers hurdle. I'm going to move on now to the Mares hurdle, the Mares novice hurdle, the Grade 2, which is at 450. And I know Steve wants to have a look at this race as well, but I'll take a look at it first. I think it's a fascinating race, and I think it's also quite a good renewal of the race registered as the Dawn Run Mares novice hurdle. Quite apt, really, after we've seen a relative of Dawn Run in Ballyburn destroy the Gallagher's novice hurdle field today. I think it's a good renewal. I've got Brighter Days Ahead is the one I'm going to be focusing on, really. The horse is so well bred, this mare. It's related to horses like Coldwell Potter, Mighty Potter. There's other black type horses there as well, French Dynamite, Indiana Jones. But this mare here has never lost a race. She's won all 5 of her starts. And it could be argued that she's not really had a race yet in her career, if people were to watch those races. I think she's raced against exclusively mares. I'm not 100% sure whether that's true or not, thinking about it. But she's won a Group 3 and a listed race this year to go with her 2 races at National Hunt flat level last year. And I think here she's definitely the one to beat, without any shadow of a doubt. Jade de Grugy, to me, would be quite interesting. That's a horse who's got quite a high ceiling, because it's quite closely related on the dam side to Sire de Grugy, the old Gary Moore horse that was very good. But there's a lot of hit and miss on that dam line. I've looked at it myself with a few horses. And although this horse has won very well, unbeaten in 3 out of 3 starts, I think there's a long way to go. If she was to beat Brighter Days Ahead tomorrow, then I say tomorrow, it's now 6 p.m. on Wednesday here, then I think people will have to take her seriously. Side by Dr. Dino, a stallion that is coming up nicely as well. But I always side with my own, Brighter Days Ahead. I was hoping that Fun would run in here, Simon Munir horse. But they chose to win a Group 3 last Sunday, where she beat another one of mine, Mirrors West. That was another one of the mares I was looking forward to in this race. But I think Jade de Grugy is a nice horse, without any shadow of a doubt. One I'm not really keen on is the English horse, Dysart Enos, Fergal O'Brien's horse. I mean, to me, they've sneaked this around, haven't they? You know, they've deliberately avoided winning any decent races with the horse to try and claim every pound they can off the mares that have raced at a high level. There's a £5 penalty in this race for horses that have win at a relatively low level. Even if a horse wins a Class 2 or a Class 1 handicap hurdle, they have to give away £3. Off a Class 1 weight for age hurdle, £5. So even if you win a listed race, you're giving a £5 penalty away. Yeah, it is what it is. It's disappointing. I would personally have the race off level weights and penalise horses that have won a Grade 1. That was it. That's all I'd do. And I think if people look at the form as well of Dysart Enos, I think it's got 9 or 10 to find on Racing Post ratings with both Brighter Days Ahead and Jade de Grugy. To me, I don't know about some of the rest. Birdie or Bust, I've got to touch on Birdie or Bust. She was a very fortunate winner of a listed race last time out against Fun, where Fun, I think, was holding Birdie or Bust quite comfortably, only to make a catastrophic mistake at the last to hand the race to Birdie or Bust. What Birdie or Bust is a very well-bred mare herself in her own right. I'll be looking forward to seeing how she goes round in this race. But to me, I think she's very unfortunate to try and give £5 to some of these, because she was really booked for second place behind Fun in the last race. So it could be argued that she's got £5 more than what she should have. Brighter Days Ahead, you can't complain. She's sauntered round in 2 group races. And Jade de Grugy as well won well in her pattern race. But it's very interesting racing. I'm sure this looks to be. Out of the rest, I think the 3 Irish horses I've mentioned, plus Dysart Enos, it'd be hard for me to form any strong views on any of the others at this stage. I've not seen enough of them, just not watching them really. But to me, my selection in this race, I'm hoping Brighter Days Ahead will be able to take the race out. Obviously, on the day, she's very short, and I probably will just have to watch her go round this time, as is often the case. My golden rule is I don't really chance anything to win unless it's above 2 to 1. If people look at the prices Brighter Days Ahead's been going round at, I haven't got that very often. Just the way it is there, it's a good horse, and people know it's a good horse, myself included. I'll be interested to see how Birdie or Bust goes, though, I think maybe as well. In that race, I'm looking at it now, there's 11 runners. So, an interesting racing prospect, the Mares Novice Hurdle. I know this is a race that Steve always liked. I christened it when we first started doing Double Handful as the Allpress Mares Novices Hurdle, because he always used to have the winner. Let's see what he's got for us this year. Steve, it's over to you, mate, for a preview of the Grade 2 Dawn Run Mares Novice Hurdle.
Right, now on to my favourite race of the day. On day 3, the Ryanair Mares Novices Hurdle, a Grade 2 over 2 miles. This is a race I've been looking for now for the last 3 months. We've obviously got the favourite in here, Brighter Days Ahead, for Gordon Elliott and Jack Kennedy. She will be taking on Jade de Grugy, a high-class mare in her own right, for Willie Mullins and Paul Townend. And then over from the UK, you've got Dysart Enos for Fergal O'Brien and Paddy Brennan. These are 3 really high-class young mares here. They've all won every start they've had between them, and it's going to be a cracking race between the 3 of them. I'll start with my fancy, which is Brighter Days Ahead. She's a horse that I've been with since the beginning of the season. Very impressed with her. I do think she's a horse that appreciates cutting the ground. She's going to go further in time, but I do feel 2 miles at the minute on a soft surface isn't going to inconvenience her. I feel that earlier in the season, the first couple of runs, I just feel like they hadn't really let her off the lead. They just got her ready just for race day kind of thing, without really getting her geared up to peak form. That's the impression I'm getting listening to connections. I think they think the world of this mare. She looked very good in her bumper towards the end of last season, and she looks a horse to me that could be a future chaser. But yeah, she is going to take a lot of beating in this race. It's not going to be easy because the other 2 mares against her are high class in their own right. But I wouldn't swap Brighter Days Ahead for any of these. I think she's a real good horse. I think she'd really want a strong pace in this race. I think that would suit her down to the ground. And I think she'll be the last one probably to play her hand in this race. But yeah, she's my fancy for the race, Brighter Days Ahead. I'll go speak about Jade de Grugy because she's another one that I've actually been with for this race, anti-post as well, probably just around Christmas time. She looked very impressive on her seasonal debut. And then last time, she backed it up with another impressive victory. There's a lot of talk behind her that she could be, another star mare for the future. And obviously she's going to have to be good to put it up to brighter days ahead. They're very, very two good mares, and it's going to be a fascinating race. Dysart Enos, she's looked very impressive herself. Nice turn of foot. She's actually getting £5 off the other two. The other two have penalties for their victories, where Dysart Enos, they obviously prepared her to miss that penalty, which was a smart move in hindsight. And, you know, there is a chance that that £5 could be beneficial. That, you know, that is in her benefit. She is getting a few pounds off the other mares, and she's a good horse. She looked very good last season at Aintree, and I know Connections are confident she's going to upset the other two. Out of the others, Golden Ace is a fair horse. She's looked impressive this season. But of the others, I don't think any of them are in this the league of these other three mares. So, yeah, I'm going to go for brighter days ahead to beat Jade de Grugy, but it's going to be a fascinating race. All three of them are big players, and I wouldn't put anyone off any one of those three. But for me, brighter days ahead is the one to beat, and she is the one I'm going to be following going forward, not just for this race, but for races like later down the line in her career, and certainly next season once she goes over fences, if they go that way with her. So brighter days ahead is my selection for the Mares Novice Hurdle. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Steve, for taking a look at the Mares Hurdle. And yes, I agree with you. It's a fascinating race. And like you, I am hoping that the mare does the business. Without any shadow of a doubt, brighter days ahead. Bit too short for me, but I can see why people are keen without any shadow of a doubt. You know, it's just one of my golden rules. Nothing above, nothing below 2-1. I think that's it now for Steve. I think he's done now. He will be back shortly with his selections for day 3 of the 2024 Cheltenham Festival. So it's just a quick time for me to take care of any other business that I might have on the card today. Very, very little today, really, to be honest. The 4:10, I'm going to take a look at one of the competitive handicaps, although I do think he's in the wrong race. I'd have liked to have seen him in the 3-mile race, personally, the race they ran the other day, the Ultima. James de Burley, my old mate, is going round in the 4:10. James de Burley, I think I might have to chance that each way. Entered in the Grand National, so he can try now. You know, if he was to win this, he would maybe shorten in price for the Grand National. I've always said he's a better hurdler than chaser, but and his mark reflects that. You know, I don't think he's the same horse over fences. He's ran solidly without really looking like winning this year. Over fences in handicaps, he's not ran badly enough for me to cast him aside. So I will chance James de Burley in the 4:10 at Cheltenham. That's it for me. On this day, I will be back with my selections shortly. But for now, it's over to Steve Allpress, who will give his selections for day 3 of the Cheltenham Festival. Steve, it's over to you.
Right then, now for selection time. Day 3 selection time. My nap selection on day 3 is going to be brighter days ahead in the Mares Novice Hurdle. My next best selection is going to be Tiepu in the Stayers Hurdle. Thank you.
Fantastic, Steve. I think it's the first time this week that we both fancy the same horse, I think, this week. So it'll be interesting to see how that works out. I will give you Steve's selections again quickly at the end of the broadcast. Mine, though, I will run you through my selections on the day, and then I will move on. 1:30, Facile Vega, I will chance that one. 2:50, Protectorat. 3:30, the feature race of the day, the Stayers Hurdle. I'll chance Sir Gerhard. A few more today. 4:10, very tentative each way selection in the handicap, James de Burley. And in the 4:50, the Mares Hurdle. I'll be looking at 2 horses, brighter days ahead, who I do think, while being so short in the market, I probably won't be able to back her. I have to make her my best chance of the day without any shadow of the doubt. And I might have a look at Birdie or Bust if the market is right. I know it's owned by Ireland's biggest gambler. If you can drive a bus between the price of the horse at the bookies and the price of the horse at the exchanges, I'll probably leave it, because I do think she has a tough ask at the weight. But if there seems to be any confidence behind her from anywhere near the race, then that is one I probably might chance in the race. But my best bet of the day would definitely be Brighter Days Ahead. Steve's selections now, just in case anybody missed them. The first one, his nap of the day, is also in the 450 at Cheltenham. Brighter Days Ahead in the Mayor's Novice Hurdle. And his next best selection is in the feature race of the day. And it is the Rabcourt-owned Teahupoo in the Stayers Hurdle. Best of luck to everybody. I hope everybody's connections, everybody's horses, and all connections of everybody comes back safe and sound, and everybody has a fantastic third day of the 2024 Cheltenham Festival. Can I just take this opportunity to thank Steve Allpress for taking the time to compile this preview for the third day. It's very much appreciated. Steve and myself are hoping to be back for the final day of the 2024 Cheltenham Festival, featuring the blue ribboned race of the festival, the Cheltenham Gold Cup. But for now, on behalf of Steve Allpress, I will say thank you very much, everybody, for listening. I've been Paul Newman. Take care, everybody, and goodbye. Hello, everybody. Yeah, fantastic. Thank you very much to Steve Allpress, my friend, colleague, and co-host for this week, for compiling the previews of the 2024 Cheltenham Festival. I know how much hard work it takes. It's a massive undertaking. We've tried to do it every year since Reprieve Media CIC was formed, and so far we've managed it, which is a testament really to the dedication of Steve Allpress. I think he's been to over 20 Cheltenham festivals now in his life. You know, so he loves it. So for now, I might as well end this stream now. It's coming up to around midday. Can I just say thank you very much to everybody who supported the stream. Thank you very much to everybody who has taken time to watch the preview. I hope you enjoyed it. Like we said in the preview, we are hoping to be back tomorrow. Fingers crossed for a look at the last day, featuring some interesting races. I think you've always got the Albert Bartlett, you've got the Triumph, and you've got the Gold Cup. So it's today really with mine, it's a bit of a day really just navigating through. You know, I think my process of identifying horses has improved quite a lot since I identified horses like Facile Vega and Sir Gerard. But it's nice for them to have their day in the sun anyway. So I'm going to sign off now. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. Take care, everybody. Have a fantastic day. Good luck to you and yours. Take care of you and yourselves and all around you.